Alright guys, so welcome to today's video. It's been a crazy couple of days with the stock market crashing as of yesterday and the unexpected passing of Kobe Bryant. Before I make this video, I just want to give a moment of silence for Kobe Bryant, guys. A really important guy and an idol of mine. A guy I really looked up to, not just on the basketball court but off it. So I just want to give a moment of silence for Kobe Bryant's death. Okay, so guys, back to the video. So what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about Shopify stock here, and is it too late to buy the stock? Guys, one of you guys requested that I make this video, and I wanted to just kind of brush up on some of the things that occurred since I posted my previous video about Shopify stock. So one of the things that's happened recently is we've had a I was talking earlier about the kind of mini stock market correction. So one of those reasons that happened is because there's currently a virus passing through China. They're quarantined certain cities, especially Hunan, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, let me know in the comments. But basically, there's kind of like a mini virus running around Asia, and that's kind of affecting the markets because if people aren't traveling, they aren't spending as much money, and that could slow down some of the goods that are being exported out of China. So that's one of the reasons why we kind of saw a mini stock market correction. Investors were kind of scared of that. So a lot of times when stocks sell off, people move their money into safer assets like bonds and gold, and even maybe cryptocurrency. So that's kind of what we experienced the last couple of days. So Shopify stock was at $475, and it came all the way down to about very low to about 436. So that was like a nice buying opportunity if you guys wanted to get into the stock. And as you can see, the markets have semi-recovered. So as I'm recording this video, Shopify stock is around $467. So a lot of people are asking, is it too late to buy the stock? And the quick and easy answer is no. So I just want to show you guys some of the things that have transpired since over the past couple of months. So Shopify merchants break records with 2.9 billion in worldwide sales. So if you check this out, it says Shopify merchants over 175 countries sold 2.9 billion, up from 1.8 billion last year. So one of the things about Shopify, if you're not really sure on what it does, it's basically a software company that allows you to sell things online through e-commerce. And we all know that e-commerce is the future of online transactions. Fewer people are showing up at the malls, and they're doing a majority and more of their shopping online. And this trend is only going to continue in the future, because whereas where you're going to brick and mortar stores, you have to spend money on gasoline, you have to get in your car, you have to walk around and things like that. Consumers are just finding it much more easier to shop online, where you can look at many different products in different stores at the same time. And now with companies like Amazon pushing Amazon Prime members towards one-day delivery, we're going to see delivery times get faster and faster as drones start to deliver packages. People become more comfortable with quick air delivery. Selling online is the future. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think it's too late to get into the stock. But what I would say you want to do is, there's two ways you can play it. So yesterday, anytime you see a correction like that, we all know that in the long term the stock market is going to go up. And that's simply because the dollar is going to continue to weaken. So a lot of these stock prices have gone up so much over the last 5, 10, 20 years is simply because the value of the dollar continues to go down. So that's why, you know, in maybe 10, 15 years ago, you saw some stocks trading at around, you know, $5 or $10. Now that same stock is $300, $400. It's simply that the value of the dollar has weakened, and it's going to cost that much more money to buy the same stock. So stock prices will always rise in the long term, just like consumer prices will always rise in the long term, just like housing prices will always rise in the long term. So if you guys are taking a long-term view with any of these good companies, now I'm not saying buy a bad company, because a poor company is headed out of business. We're in the stage where the companies that are changing with the times are going to survive. The companies that aren't changing with the times are going to fail. So I'm not just saying buy any company because the dollar is rising. What I'm saying is you want to buy the companies that are changing with the times. I think Wayne Gretzky had a perfect quote that explains this. He said, "Skate to where the puck is going, not where it's been." So that's why he was such a great hockey player, because he wasn't simply living in the past. he was skating to where the puck was going to end up in the future. And Shopify is one of those futuristic companies. They understand consumer trends are shifting. They understand a lot of people feel more comfortable buying things on their smartphone. So this is one of those type of stocks. So this is definitely one of my futuristic e-commerce 2.0, 3.0 stocks. So how to play this stock? Well, there's a couple ways you can play it. If you think you want to control a lot of shares, but you don't have a lot of money, you can get into something which is called call options. You can buy long-term call options on the stock that gives you the right but not the obligation to purchase the stock at a specific strike price in the future. And if those call options finish in the money, then you can either resell the call options to the market or you can buy the shares. But what I would be doing with Shopify stock is I would simply, it's a strong buy for me. If you take a look at the long-term chart here, and one of the things I like to emphasize in my channel is that when it comes to buying stocks, I'm long-term. But if I want to trade short-term, I won't trade the stock, I'll trade the options. So as we can see over the long term, over the past couple of years, Shopify stock is up a ton. So I'm going to show you guys another article talking about kind of how much the stock has gone up. This is from Simply Wall Street. It says Shopify share price is up 788%. And so it says our bright shining star has been Shopify stock, which is 788% higher than 3 years ago. Share price is up 41% in the quarter. So as you can see here, here's a quick graph of the revenue and the massive growth of Shopify. And I'm going to show you guys some more numbers. I always like to go to macro trends. So I'm going to show you guys this real quick. .net to kind of visualize a lot of these numbers, because when you're reading, it's hard to visualize how things are going. But I think pictures worth 1,000 words. So if you take a look at Shopify annual revenue, now remember, now the company isn't highly profitable as yet, but that's usually what's happening with these early stage startups. Like I said, Shopify is still a relatively new company. If you were to put it in kind of the couple of years, we've only have about 6 years of annual revenue numbers. Of course, the 7th year will be coming up once they release earnings in February. I believe their earnings date is February 22nd, something like that. But as you can see here, it's from 24 million to 50 million, all the way up to over $1 billion in just 6 years. So it's incredible growth. And I love to show you guys these kind of visualizations. So as you can say, this is the type of revenue chart we're looking for when we're investing in a growth stock. We're not looking at revenue to double or triple in 1 year. We're looking revenue to crank up, like tick, 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 like a flight of stairs. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that stair movement. I've seen the same movement in lots of companies like Apple. I've seen this in Google. I've seen it Facebook stock, Netflix stock. So this is one of those type of stocks this is the type of stock that you're going to see at a massive market cap in the future, as long as Shopify continues to basically make it easy for people to sell stuff online. And this is a really easy business to understand. They make money 2 different ways. They make money off of selling the subscription, it's monthly subscriptions to sell stuff on e-commerce, sell stuff through your site, or you can sell stuff through Facebook and stuff like that. And then they have other products and services that they offer. So it's just a pretty easy way to understand the business model. And you got to Shopify.com and just kind of fish around there. A lot of good information. This is one of those stair-stepping stocks I talked about. It's a growth stocks. This is a buy and hold stock. This isn't a stock you want to trade too much, because basically its trajectory is up. So, you know, I would just buy shares and hold on for the ride. So let's just take a quick look at the current market cap. So to give you guys kind of an idea, because for me, Shopify, it's up there with those top tech growth companies. And I think it's massively undervalued. So it's only a 52 billion market cap. So I would say some of the 2 biggest, most undervalued kind of tech futuristic companies are Shopify and Uber. These are companies that right now are thinking and moving towards the future. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, I think you're going to see Uber and Shopify at massive valuations, much higher than 52 billion that we're at currently. So what do I think about the stock? Is it too late to buy? Absolutely not. Still, there's a lot of countries that don't have fast internet connections. They don't have access to e-commerce. But as countries like India, countries like regions like Southeast Asia, Africa, Latin America, there's just so much more growth for online purchases. And even Visa recently I want to show you guys a really cool article how Visa and PayPal are entering China. So that's good things for Shopify as well, because if people are able to do transactions in China, if people are able to do more transactions with American companies, that's going to benefit Shopify, even though Shopify is a Canadian company. So this is just all good news for Shopify. The more people around the world that have access to be able to purchase things online, whether it's through Visa, PayPal, whatever method, Union Pay is what they use in China, whatever method of transaction they're going to use, this is only going to benefit Shopify, because that's going to allow people to buy things through Shopify. So right now, that's what we're looking for. As long as these big companies continue to spread out and spread digital payments, that will improve a stock like Shopify. So if you guys want a good 1-2 whammy, you guys can pair like something like Shopify with Visa stock. And then I'll kind of give you guys all of the revenue growth coming from online sales through Shopify. And then, of course, when people buy stuff through Shopify, the majority of them are going to be using their Visa card. So that's a nice little pairing. And that's actually something I'm thinking of doing. I already own shares of Visa, but I think now it's just time to open a position in Shopify, because we could be seeing a stock split pretty soon. The share price has run up a ton. I'm not really sure what management wants to do, whether they want to kind of go the Amazon and Google route and kind of just let the share price go skyrocket, try to pursue like a Berkshire Hathaway type thing where your stock price is like over 300, 400,000, or they're going to stock split. But either way, you know, even if they stock split, it doesn't really change your stake in the company. So let's say they do something like a 4-to-1 split. So if you have 1 share, you're going to get 4. If you have 10 shares, you get 40, but you still own the same amount of percentage of the company, and the market cap will stay the same. So it'll just be interesting to see what happens here. Like I said, the company's been around 2004. They'll be having their 20th anniversary in 2024. So the company is still a teenager, just 16 years old. Has only been publicly trading for a couple of years. So, you know, it's just interesting to see Shopify. I'm definitely looking forward to their upcoming earnings release. And I think it's a strong buy. So let me guys know what you think about Shopify in the comment section. Are you buying shares? Are you selling? Are you trading options? What are you doing? And let me know if you want me to cover any other stocks, because I read every single comment you guys leave. And although I don't make videos on everything, when you guys make a specific stock recommendation, I'll really be sure to try to make a video on it. So that's it for now, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and take care.